Welcome to episode 2 of some Age of Empires 4 viewer reviewed games. So in this game, we have Nozzle playing as the Delhi Sultan. I asked players to send in games that they did not win, and we look at it, try to break it down and see maybe some mistakes along the way, what could have gone better, maybe some tips for improvement. And of course, if you see anything that maybe I didn't catch, make sure you throw it down in the comments, and let's check out this game. So Nozzle is playing as Delhi. This is about to rank 2000 game for both of these players, and against some Mongols on Altai. So let's see what's going on here. So this is not unlike the casted games. This isn't just going to be like an end-to-end. I may pause, I may speed through some sections. Our goal is here just to find some different things and some different suggestions to help Nozzle out for his next game. And Mongols is a tough matchup. This is certainly a tough one. So let's see what he's got going on. I'm going to hide this. I try to stay to the player's perspective at the beginning. Okay, so he is opening up. I know Nozzle has been putting a lot of build orders in the Delhi chat in the Discord, which you should join if you're not in it. So I know he's going to have a really clean opening here. I can only imagine. Now this map, you know, there's going to be a sacred site in the middle. There's going to be two on the edge. Okay, idle villager, fix that. Okay. Now I've actually wondered this myself. Like, so you've got your first villagers going to sheep here versus going out to the berries. I usually save my berries for later, particularly against Mongols. Like, if he pushes me off these berries, I can fall back to my town center and eat the sheep. Is usually what I try to do, but I don't know if that's always the best thing. But that's just something that I usually think about. He does have in queue. He goes with the... Okay, so he's going for efficient production first instead of sanctity, because Mongols, maybe he's just thinking he's not going to hold the sacred sites. He wants to get more army out, which is a wise decision, because Mongols do those ×2 with the Ovu. But yeah, I think maybe we could have some discussions about, you know, what you're doing here. But going out trying to pick up some sheep, you want to secure your food. Now, he's got a hunt in front of his town center, which is unfortunate compared to his opponent. Well, he's obviously moved his town center, but his hunt's behind. But it's going to be very hard to hold this without a tower and some walls or something. So you can almost, against Mongols, usually that hunt's maybe going to be gone for a little bit of time until you get some map control. Okay, but nothing crazy here so far. You've got your techs queued up. This is usually a map you can actually go for survival techniques first if you think you can get this hunt. But you can go either way. Going for wheelbarrow is fine too. And as far as the open macro looks good. It's got food, got gold. I would start getting wood. And I said this in the previous episode. I think you should get wood earlier against a matchup like Mongols, because they might come with some crazy cheese early in the first stage. Like if he's coming and tower dropping you right now, you do have no wood. It's going to be extremely hard for you to get that wood to counter it with some spears. So I would think sooner than later about macroing some villagers to the wood. You got 4 on gold right now. I would have maybe got a lumber camp down. Now you are starting to go for some wood here, which is fine. But just something to consider. I like to try to get a barracks down very early, just in case there's some kind of a cheese. You would at least, if you don't want to go for a barracks, run the scout through his base and see if he has any military buildings. Let's see if he does. Okay. He doesn't, but a lot of Mongol players will come and have ×2 scout production, and they can come out here and oh boy, I mean, this right here is very risky against Mongols. If he was to show up here right now with some early harassment, he could prevent you from aging up, which is very common on this map. Particularly, he can come down here with the scouts and snipe this mining camp. If he was playing aggressive right now, you could be in big trouble. A barracks doesn't do a ton against Mongols, but in the first age, it's just enough to keep those units off your back. And I think it's worth just getting this few spearmen out to protect your resource lines so he doesn't get you pinned down early. And you could throw down some small wall segments with them. So sometimes I do purposely skip the barracks, but I think it's a risk. Okay, so right now he's coming as the Khan. Yeah, so luckily he's not harassing. Okay, so here in transition, let's see. Got 7 on food, 5 on wood. This is looking okay. This is kind of what I would do. He's scouting. Run by here. Okay, there's his Ovu. Like, I would check this a few times now. I mean, you only got like one sheep here. Like, just chill around here and see, because he's going to put whatever military building he gets on top of this Ovu. So you can see whether he goes archery range, whether he goes stable, what he's doing. Okay. So he's got the efficient production down. And not to mention, like, you went for efficient production first. Like, you could have been using that to pump out some spears right now. You could be out here actually, and he's got no military buildings. You could have brought some spears over here and just started poking this, and he would have been, now his con could have shot at you, but I don't know, that'd be a little bit of a risk. But you could have maybe taken a little bit of map control here, and so you can start taking these sacred sites. But you know, is what it is. It can't go either way with that. Okay. So he's second age. He didn't make a Rax in the first age. Can I only assume he's going to go for archer range and stable or something? Okay, stable. Okay, nice. Mass stable could be pretty good if he's not making any pikes. Although, I always get worried against Mongols. Like, if he goes pure Mangadai, he can run your horsemen around for quite some time. So we'll have to see what the opponent does. So right now, looking at the macro, he's got villagers in queue. He's got his techs in queue. He's getting this researched. I like against Mongols to throw some towers down. I would maybe like put a tower here. He doesn't just show up and pick off several villagers. You don't want to be in a situation where he's got you pinned down and then you need the towers. So I usually throw a few preemptive ones. I like this archer range, but this is good. I mean, if you got an army to do it, you'd be fine. To counter Mangadai, archers all the way. That's what counters Mangadai. But you need to see what he's doing. Like right now, I mean, I almost would have argued you could have made the stable and instantly trained a scout and ran him over here because you want to see what he's making. Because if you scouted, like, look, like imagine if you had scouted right now that he has double archery range. You know exactly what he's bringing at you. This comp won't be terrible, but you know he's going to be either going mass Mangadai or he's going to be going just purely archers. Which honestly, if I see this, I'm usually like, okay, I'm going straight to the castle age because it's very unlikely he's going to be able to siege me down before I can have man at arms out, because these things archers are going to be very inefficient at killing man at arms. So sometimes when I see this, I'll be like, cool, I'm going to put down a few towers and just go straight for... I mean, even with that, imagine, like, if you had towers on these sacred sites right now, he's not going to be able to kill them without getting siege engineering. Let's see what he does. What's he training? Mangadai. Okay. I think Mangadai were more prominent early on. People have learned to counter them. I haven't seen them as much in this kind of range, like 2,000 plus. I'm not surprised if you see a lot of people probably still doing it. They could probably get away with a lot of raids. At the higher levels, people are building towers and they're countering them so hard. Okay, I like this. You got a horseman running around. You see his double archery range. Now, looking at the macro right now, we've got archers, we've got stable. Now, he could have all his Mangadai and wipe you out right now, so you gotta be careful. Now, what's he? Oh, he's getting steel case, he's getting steel arrow. So you see, he's not trading. Now, this is important. If you see that Mongols are not going for any type of trade in the second age, and you see double archery range, he's obviously going to be trying to do some type of aggro or some type of Mangadai action here. I don't love massing Delhi archers versus Mongol because they're just going to be producing them so quickly. Yes, you got the times 2 production, but I prefer get to the third age. I think Delhi shines in the castle age with man arms, and like if he's invested in any archers and you got man arms, he's going to have a hard time countering them. Okay, but you see right now. Okay, you know what he has. You know he has pure archers. And honestly, at this point, you could make purely horsemen. I wouldn't even... I don't think I would even bother making my own archers against this. He's going to have... You already see he has a huge mass. I would maybe just make some horsemen now, if you're staying in the second age. But looking at the macro, since you have not taken the sacred sites, you're not in a position really to age up. You know, you have sanctity. You've had kind of map control for a while. I think you could have gone out, dropped a tower here, and taken at least... I would go for at least one sacred site. That will gain you 200 gold per minute. That would have been enough to age by now. Just about. Okay, so training some archers and horsemen. But, I mean, I just know without even looking, like, your army's outnumbered. He has a ton of archers. This is not enough horsemen to take on that mass of archers. You would either need to, like, be purely massing out horsemen and not missing a single queue. You also don't have efficient production inside of your stable right now. And now this is what I mentioned earlier about, like, if you had thrown a tower down here, you could have seen him coming and prevented this raid that's happening. You have the wood in the bank to possibly do it. But now look at this. Like, he has a ton of archers. Like, this is going to be hard for you to take. Not to mention he can do his ×2 of fire. But if you had a huge massive horseman here, you could get the surround on him. Because he's kind of out of position and he doesn't have a single pikeman. So I would honestly say if you had, I mean, you scout, he had pure archers. That the second I saw that, I would have stopped making my own archers. Maybe even thrown out a second stable. If you had just like, you know, a huge massive horseman right now, you could take this. He's going to do, you're going to do okay here. But you could have just absolutely cleaned this up though. Especially if you got the surround. So you're not able to stop his kiting. And he's doing a great job of kiting your army down. At this point, pull back your archers. He's got, let's see, what do we have upgrade wise? Okay, he's got more. I don't know. I guess this is okay. But this, yeah, I would have pulled these archers back now. Yeah, horsemen would have done well. So right there, we're at what, the 9-minute mark. Imagine if you had massed horsemen and you just wiped this. The game would have been completely in your hands. But I would say the biggest thing so far, I think, now typically Mongols are more aggressive. This guy played particularly slow. I think you had room to, in transition, drop a tower here, take one sacred site, maybe try to take a second one. And it's hard to get 3 on this map. And it would have forced him to at least be out here and not in your base right now. Like, but these things can't count outposts without building a ram, which you're going to see, and he's going to have to invest in. Okay, very good. Taking a sacred site. I like it. This is great. But this could have happened a little sooner. But right now, it's okay. Like, you had some opportunity to get really ahead military-wise and economically if you had taken these, but it's not the end of the world here. Yeah, a lot of wood floated. 800 wood. Now, speaking of wood, even though you have plenty of wood, you want to build a lumber mill. You want to, like, I don't know the perfect distance, but I would build, in this case, I would either build like one here and one here, or you can put one in the middle, but you want to move them up because look at all this walking time. Now, you're constructing farms. Trying to think what I would have done. First of all, I would not build my farms out here with Mongols. Like, you wouldn't be up against the town center or back here or something, because he can run up on this and you're going to be in big trouble. Imagine Mangadai run through here. But this hunt really isn't that far away. You could bring these guys out here and scout. Look, he's nowhere to be seen. You could throw 1, 2 towers down, put a tower up here, and you could sit here and hunt this. That's what I think would be better. And honestly, right now, he's like, okay, look, so he's been distracted by your sacred site. This is what I mentioned earlier. Like, imagine if you had popped all 3 of these and he's running around trying to take these. At least it takes pressure off of you. Yeah, put some scouts out on the map. Yeah, you've got the stable. And I think this is underplayed. You've got the stable up. Train a few scouts. They're super cheap. And put them around the map just to see, like, what's going on. Go check in right now. What's he doing? I'm not seeing more army out of him. Like, is he trying to age right now? I almost wonder. Yeah, he's trying to age. Like, I think you could have scouted this. But you're in an okay position. Taking the farms. I think you could have used this hunt, which would have been faster. I think you could move back these berries with the use of a tower. You've got the wood, so you could have dropped a few towers. It would give you the defense. Not only does it give you the defense from the archers, it allows you to garrison from raids. I would not be out here with this right now. He has a good archer mass. Yeah, he does. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Yeah, hunting upgrade in age 1. Yeah, I mentioned that earlier. You know, you can go either way, but this map, with a hunt so close, it could be really good to get with the tower here, defend this. Not to mention, you have wood. Build some wall segments. Like, build a short wall just to give you a little bit of buffer, or at least see where he's coming from. At the very least, you want to wall this. And, like, I don't know. I would take one down. Like, if there's an easy pass to wall, I just wall it. Yeah, I would ignore in this map. I would ignore wheelbarrow until the second age. Get your hunting first, and you could take these. Okay, what's going on here? Okay, so you got archers, you got horsemen. He has more archers than you. You're moving to farms. He has map control, so he's not going to pastures yet. He's like better eco-wise. Now your score's ahead. I don't know exactly how it's calculated. It might be because of text. But he should be in a better spot eco-wise. See, we got 32 villagers versus his 43 villagers. Mongols don't make a ton of buildings, maybe. That's why. Okay, so I do like you did build this lumber camp closer. This was nice. Just the biggest thing I would say right now is what we've already mentioned. Now, I like this. I like this actually. Like, go out for these berries, but build a wall segment. Like, you could easily. Do you have it scouted? Yeah, you've got it scouted. Like, just build a small wall segment here. Take one archer out there, build a wall segment, and you can like completely have this hunt and these berries for free. Not even have to like. You have no reason to be farming right now. You could get this. You could go for this. You got for this. You got Scholar coming out. Like, you know, wall this pass right here. You got the sacred site and like, do you have the scouted right? Yeah, you could have had this all walled. It had the sacred site. It had that food. It'd have been pretty nice. Yeah, because this farming is slowing you down. Some idle villas. Obviously, want to get those on gold probably to age up. So we're gonna be looking at H2 gameplay. So I think at this point, just like some easy things to fix. Use your natural resources. Don't go to farming. Like if he had you completely pinned down, I'd say okay, yeah, you could do some farming. But you held him off. You're doing okay. You had some leeway to get some wall segments down. You are walling. This is nice. Very nice. Make sure you kill that wolf. But bring these villagers. Like, walk these guys over there. Like, start getting these hunts. I think it'd been worth the walk. Let's speed things up just a little bit. So let's see what he does as he gets into the third age. So the enemy's in the third age right now. I would be like running up here with scout seeing what the heck he's doing because you want to know what his comp's going to be. It looks like, yeah, so you can almost always expect some man at arms. It's pretty common. Okay, now he's throwing down an archery of his own. I'm wondering what he's going to make. He's going to go for crossbows or tower elephants maybe? But it's going to be hard resource-wise because you haven't had those sacred sites to get the gold. Now, look at this. I love this. Finally getting these sacred sites walled off. But I think this. I think you could have done it sooner. I think it would have made a big difference. I know it's hard. It takes the extra micro. Like, here we go. Loving what we're seeing here. I think maybe could have just taken a risk and gone for it sooner. It's just worth so much gold. It's worth the risk if you can get it. Okay, here we go. About to have a big engagement. So, you see right now he has Springalds. Back up. Like, you don't want to chase. Ooh. Like, you don't want to be just like tanking Springald shots. Back up, back up, back up, back up. And you've just hit age 3. You did get down to Siege Workshop quick. Mangonel, not going to do it. He's got Springalds. Cancel that. Get Springald. Throw, I would eject a Scholar from one of these buildings and put it inside your Siege Workshop and start spamming Mangonels in this situation. But he's already kind of has some room. I don't think the War Elephant is a good move against, you know, he has mass archers. Archers are the best thing for kiting elephants. So I'm not sure if investing that this was great. You could have had down 2 artillery foundries, siege workshops, pumping out Springalds right now. Look at this. Springalds, yeah, it's going to instantly die. Okay, yeah, and he's just, yeah. So I mean, right here, Bassy, like you're too far behind in your military prediction without like a huge turnaround here. He has the Springalds. Springalds we know are just ridiculous in this game. He's going to keep, you can see what he's doing. Mongols are able to do this. So he's just going to keep making Springalds and just sit here. He can even just park trebuchets right now and just sit here and just siege your base down. And it's going to be really hard for you to push in without being able to match the Springald count. Now, yeah, he has a ton of archers too. Yeah. Ooh, this is a tough spot. This is a real tough spot to be in. But I'm not sure if it needed to, like, if you had this extra res early on in the game, you could have been in a better position now, had a better mass, had a little control. If you had wiped that first army, like there's a few moments, could have been in a better spot. Always easier to look from this perspective, obviously. But he's just going to wear you down with just like, he has an overwhelming number. And honestly, and I've been doing a lot of my daily games lately, I don't make a ton of war elephants. It's sad. I love them. But they're so situational. If you know your enemy's making Springalds and archers, elephants are going to get absolutely slaughtered. So yeah, it looks like GG was probably called here. Maybe just realizing that just not going to be able to take on that massive Springalds. Let's see if there's a fight. Maybe there'll be a something. Here we go. Okay, so here's the push. So even taking what we have right now, let's see what we could do. So we've got, I like this. Now, hold on. Like, all things considered, he was behind on getting the Springalds up, and it's obviously harder to get Springalds out because you can't build them. But look, you got 5 Springals. I think there is real potential here. If with maybe even a second Siege Workshop, you caught up in the Springald game, sat back, picked these off, and maybe done something. Like, all things considered, you have an okay mass of Springals. You're taking out his. Now you see what I'm talking about. The archers just totally melting these elephants right now. But yeah, this is probably, obviously gonna be GG. But there's a few things that we could have done better for that game. But thank you so much for sharing with us, and hopefully everyone learned a little bit of something there. I would say the biggest takeaways from that is use your natural resources when at all possible. I think there was opportunities to get on those berries out on the map, those hunts out on the map. Don't go to farming until later. It's going to be slower. So get that. Consider getting hunting upgrades first when you have a close hunt like that. Use some towers, especially you scout. He has double archery range. Towers, he's not going to be able to. He can't push in the towers without having ramps. So 1-2 towers and put them on the sacred sites. And get those earlier. Man-arm spam is just the best option for age 3. I absolutely agree. If you get to age 3, spamming man-arms and Springalds, you could have taken that fight. Those archers would have been harder for them to take down your man-arms, but you're kind of playing catch-up once you're in the castle age. So hopefully there's some helpful advice there. And of course, if you're watching this over on YouTube, let me know in the comments what you saw, if there's anything I missed or something I said that was completely wrong. And if you want to maybe get an opportunity at some coaching for some of your games, head on over to twitch.tv/FitzBro, and we periodically do this, and I always put a chat out in the Discord when it's going to happen. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.